Insert a super catchy line that will make you want to watch this video while I look all majestic with the sun in the background. Alright, back out on one of the little not so flooded creek things. Still down at Winter Pool, and it will be for another couple of months until it start raising it back up around mid-February or so. Anyway, worked over a little bit today and then went and picked up some stuff. One thing that I needed to replace was a bait cooler. This is a whatever brand that is, 2.5 quart bait box, really thick styrofoam, and I got about 3 tubs of night crawlers in there with room for anywhere from about 6 to 8 more, but that's not what we're going to use today because I've only got about an hour to fish and I don't need any more footage to go through because I've got a ton of crap I need to look at. So I'm just going to take the one rod and my go bag and the high-speed copper and lead dispenser because, I mean, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Go figure. I get down here, that guy leaves. It's whatever. I'm not going back up to my vehicle and pulling over there to where he's at. I have had a rough day. Mostly work-related crap, so it's not worth talking about. That didn't take long. Well, not skunked. Nice little crap eye. Chill, I'll get you unhooked. Well, there you go, it's a little bit better. That one's only about 7 or so inches. .32 ounce jig head, about a 6 foot, 8 pound fluorocarbon leader. Typical retrieval, just getting it out there, letting it sink a second or two, and just slow retrieval. And this is the first time I've fished up here in a while. Like I usually fish that side, but haven't fished up here in a while. What was that? Anyway. So I figured to come up here. Ooh. What is the deal with these crappie? They are so freaking spastic. Pretty good crappie there. Hopefully this thing's recording. It is. That one's probably close to about 9 inches. Where's my pliers? not my pliers, my pliers. So we are in that part of Tennessee where, excuse me, where it's not pronounced properly, nor should it be. But anyway, what I'm talking about here, like, I know y'all can kind of see that the hook point is in line with that eyelet, and that right there means that the hook is going to have to partially exit the fish's mouth before it can rotate and find some real estate. And what you'll want to do is take your pliers and bend your hook out just ever so slightly. And see how much of that little bit of a difference there makes, or see how much that bend made. That right there can drastically change your hookup ratio, because then with that hook bent out a little bit, it's going to make it a lot easier for the hook to find real estate inside the fish's mouth without having to partially exit and then do it. Oh, there was one followed it up right there. Of course, that could have been a small bluegill too. But anyway, this is being filmed December 23rd, Christmas Eve, and it's officially winter. And there we go. You know, I think I've got a cooler up in my vehicle. Actually, no, I don't. Another good crappie. Not exactly, actually that might be a keeper. Something's got a hold of him before. Something large too, because he's got the same marks on the opposite side. There's another one. Except that is not a crappie. That is le bluegill. That le bluegill. I'm gonna go ahead and get a picture of this dude before I start messing with the hook, because I've also got fish shit on my hand now. Decent little bluegill. You know what? Just out of nowhere, I love these pliers. I picked them up at Fish Tales in Cleveland. Yeah, they're made in China. Everything in the world's made in China now. They're out of Taiwan, but these are Shimano pliers. They're super soft, super comfortable, and they're just awesome. They're about $12-13 or something like that. You can get them on Tackle Warehouse, which I wouldn't buy anything from Tackle Warehouse right now, considering everything they've got going on. You can get them on eBay, Amazon. But let's go down the bank of hair. I could probably benefit from a loop knot with the way I've got my trout magnet set up, but I just can't tie. I mean, I can tie a loop knot, don't get me wrong. I just can't get one tied with a smaller loop. There's one. That is a hammer. Dude, that's a big old crappie. That one's every bit of an eater size. That one's definitely an eater. Alright. Thumbnail. That is a good crappie right there. And you know what? Chances are I'm going to be back up here tomorrow. And I will be prepared with stringer and cooler. Try letting it sink a little bit farther. I'm using a 32nd ounce jig head like usual. And the fall rate of a 32nd ounce head is about a foot a second, give or take. And of course, the water temperature has a lot to play with that too. Those cooler water temperatures, it's going to be falling just a hair slower, not really enough to notice it. But it does change it a little bit. Alright, we're gonna make a change up because they got used to that real quick. Now, I guess I ordered before opening that thing up. I guess I ordered cut this one off. Yeah, that's what we'll do. That is what we'll do. I ain't gonna bother zipping that back up because I'll probably change to something else here in a little bit. You never know. Anyway, I've had this Bobby Gar on. It's kind of dirty. Sitting in my box for a minute. It's on a, one second, I'll show you some of the finished time. It's on one of my favorite brands of jig heads, but they're also mildly expensive. I mean, they're not like unreasonably expensive or unreasonably priced. But anyway, this is a little pearl white Bobby Gar on a Jenko Fishing Big T Slasher underspin, and you can also just get it just the head, which is an awesome jig head too. I think they sell, I know Bass Pro sells them, but I think they're like $5 or $6 for 6. You can get them in 32nds, 16th, and I believe 1/8 ounce. First cast, got one. That is a stud. That is a stud crappie, and look at that. Come on, camera. He choked it. Thumbnail. I'll go over the gear I'm using at some point, and that is nowhere near I cast it. I pointed way over there, landed down here. But yeah, the bite on the little trout magnet kind of died off, so I just made that little change. And that's one reason why I just carry a lot of the same bait whenever I'm, got my little go bag. But I have a lot of the same, oh shoot, I carry a lot of the same baits, but a lot of different colors, because you never know when, you know, the bite's going to shut off on, you know, chartreuse white, for example. And, you know, just change up to, you know, green and black, or black and pink, or, you know, something different. Because fish do get used to, you know, whatever color you're throwing. It happens in bass fishing or crappie fishing, whatever. Now this little underspin, and of course it varies with different brands of underspins. I want to reel it a little bit faster just to get that blade to spinning and kicking and all that. Another hog of a crappie. And he's not that big, but he's still a good crappie. Choked it. Oh, come on, dude. I don't like where you're hooked at. Stop. Oh, shit. Stop, 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 stop. Okay. Are we good? No, we're not. Hold on. Okay, we're good now. He's bleeding a little bit, but he'll be all right. It was just kind of hooked under one of his gill rakes, but that fish will live. Didn't tear the gill rake, didn't break it. I mean, tore it a little bit to where it was bleeding, but that fish will be all right. And why is my line doing that? There's one. Stay pinned. Not a real big crappie, but it's got some shoulders. And that one is almost, you can barely see it, almost a black nose, which it doesn't have the stripe going down the back. So it's not a black nose or magnolia or whichever. And that one is borderline big enough to eat. But like I said, I don't have, I mean, I've got a measuring tape in my vehicle, but I don't have a cooler or anything to keep it in. You know what's funny? I'm standing here in the winter, cold, catching these crappies. And in here in about 2.5, 3 months, got him. This is a good one. Of course, they're all good to me, but still. It's not that big. He's just thick. Not that big of a crappie, but it's thick. And what is up with your dorsal fins? They're almost gone. Either way, good looking black crappie. But I'll be here in about 2.5, 3 months. Throwing big old baits out for big old whisker heads. Totally screwed up my outro, so I gotta do it again. And I gotta do it quick because the traffic up here just sucks. Anyway, The rod I was using today, I've used it 100 times. I should know the rod length and all that because I've mentioned it 100 times. But it is a Cast King Para G2 2-piece rod, 6.6 light action, 4 to 8 pound line rating, 1/16 to 1/4 ounce lure rating. I don't know if y'all can see that too well. I've got it paired up with a Abby Garcia Max Z10 5-pound K9 crappie braid. I really like this stuff. It's comfortable, it casts really good, and it's lightweight. But on to the little secret that I was talking about. Now, y'all know I love crappie magnets, trout magnets, and I just figured this out a couple of days ago. Now, crappie magnets, or trout magnets, as small as they are, they do tend to cause fish to not be able to get them down or just get a lot of tail bites. So, take one of those little legs on the crappie magnet, like you can kind of see the little stub from the other one. Cut one of the legs off. Gives it a lot more action, a little bit thinner profile, and that will, paired with, bending the hook out a little bit, that will increase your hookup ratio and get you a few more bites, especially on those real finicky fish. Seemed to work pretty well today on the crappie up here. A place I fished at a couple of days ago didn't do too well. But yeah, take your trout magnet or crappie magnet, cut one of the legs off, get you a little bit more action. But anyway, this is December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas, so Merry Christmas to every one of y'all. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, hit these 2 links right here. I'll see you in the next video.